Hello. Right, I have doing an early one today because I've got D&D tonight, and I have got work potentially at 2 o'clock. It might be earlier, it might be later. I'll find out, hopefully, before it happens. So, as the title suggests, and as I was looking around at the end of last stream, I'm going to do some Percy missions. Because as much as some of these are a bit dull, and it'd be really good if you could just sequentially go through them, Percy's got like the most fun stuff to do, so we're going to do Percy missions. That seemed like a good idea. Might be joined by people in the VC, I don't know. I also might dip out very quickly at some point and grab a drink, because I didn't remember to do that this time, and I've got a bit left. Small sip. So, what are we doing? We are in the shed. Now, I can't go yet until the turntable is ready to let me on. Oh, only Gordon. Okay, I see how it is. So hopefully a nice chill one. So I'm going to do hopefully at least a couple hours, but we'll see how it goes. And I'm going to try and do as many of the Percy missions as I can. I'd say of the models I have made, Percy is probably one of my favourites, but that's mostly just because of the Dapple B4 dock tank that is the chassis. It's a nice, reliable one, and nothing's fallen off yet. Whereas my Terriers, that make up most of the rest of the fleet, are not as reliable. Now, is that my signal? There we go. Yep, that is my signal. No, the crankpin bolts have happened falling out on the Terriers. I will hopefully get my new Edward running this weekend. He's now got a proper coat of paint, all lining out. Nice coat of gloss varnish. See how he goes. I'm tempted just to take Edward and Percy, as I took Mavis and Toby last weekend. And, you know, bit of variety. Also, I can't carry too much because I've got to carry a load of other stuff down to the club because we got some maintenance work needs doing, so I need to take, like, paint and things. Very exciting, I'm aware. Right. Objective failed? What? Oh, I was meant to stop and go back. Oops. Well, I was paying attention. Yeah, Percy's not vibing this. I'm not quite sure how I failed the objective, but you know, I just overshot, but I didn't like leave the section. So yeah, 5:20 in the morning. I'm quite sure what these big walls are for, because there's stuff the other side. You know, you think like a little wall or a fence or something might do the job, but yeah. Find out. So we've got a whole load of different coaches there. Got 4 mainline sets. Percy's set and then Thomas's set all the way at the back, out of the way where no one can see them. Well, part of me wonders if the free roam option would let me sort of keep going. I'm not sure. Maybe I should try it. So, Tidmouth to Knapford. go. Not sure why I've got to try multiple times to get him to accelerate. Got the signal. I can see how much I can do from cab view before I run out of line of sight. I can't see around this corner. Let's hope it's all good to go. So I've got distance. The distance signal is off though, so I'm good to keep going. Now, I'm about to hit a 50 board. I don't think I'm going to try and get more than about 20, because, well, struggling for 20 already. Signal is off. Which platform does that say? Couldn't tell you. I do like the simplicity of the vacuum valve, in that it's literally just a thing with holes in it to let air into the vacuum pipe and therefore put the brakes on. Wait, what? Why am I going through the middle road? Surely I'd be just going into one of the platforms. Oh yeah, no, I'm going to Knapford, aren't I? Because Tidmouth is one of those weird ones that doesn't really seem to get any trains. Got the signal. I don't think I've had any trains stop at Tidmouth so far. Can't see the distance from here because there's too much glare. That is a fixed one, I think. There we go, I have the lamp on. Okay, no, we got the signal. I don't like those kind of signals. They just mean being a tease, just are you trying to get through a tunnel and then the only thing you can see is not the signal that you need. Right, 200 yards to go. I did not look at that gantry. Hopefully all it was good. Oh. I'm going to use the outside camera for this just because I can't see enough. So this, I'm guessing, is James's train. It might be Emily's. Hooray! Let's have a look at the free roam option. So, pull up to the signal. Well, it's not accepted that I've uncoupled from these coaches. It's kind of... No, I don't want to sit in the seat. I want to open the door. Can I not open the doors? Oh. I can't uncouple the coaches either. So I've noticed that the couplings don't have extra links. I don't know if these basically function as fixed sets. Oh, I can open this door. Okay. So I'm gonna be a terrible reckless person and jump across here and see if there's any stuff over here. Which I can't stand on the platform because it's too covered in stuff. But there's a hat. There's a hat. Got a hat. Nice. Now, will there be a whistle or a book or a painting? Not really explored this station. I just kind of, you know, arrive and then leave again. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to send Percy back to couple up and uncouple again. Or I'll just quit the mission and, you know, do the next one. Yeah, there's not really that much to see over here, other than there's the yard and the turntable. And then another turntable. Which is kind of odd, because I'm guessing this is the branch line tracks, and then, you know, Thomas pulls in, turns around, goes away again. But not with Annie and Clarabelle. So Annie and Clarabelle end up being Clarabelle and Annie. Which is apparently terribly sinful. I've been told off multiple times by small children for running my trains backwards on a single line. Because push-pull fitting is not a feature of the show, but it is in the books. So, is there any other things on here? So we've got a gallery. I've got quite a few pictures already. There we go. Nice. Nice collection. Not all of them yet. There is a way out. In fact, there is another painting just here. It's Diesel. Oh. You got a picture. The bookstore, yeah, it's not going so well. I've got tramway engines, Toby the tram engine, 4 little engines, and Percy the small engine. So, have to try and find some more of those. They're kind of difficult, because one of them was outside Henry's tunnel. And unless you're going slowly, you're not getting that. You know, just drop anchor suddenly, and hope for the best. Oh, I kind of thought there might have been something down here. You know, encourage you to use the subway. Right, well, I are going to go main menu and do another one. Percy departs Knapford to collect Gordon's coaches. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I'm not going to do that. I will, however, start doing Percy's own mission, and not just the let's take coaches backwards and forwards. Already got them? Nice. Can I go, please? Okay, that took a moment to get started. So, same again, but with Percy's own coaches. Now, will I... it is Tidmouth through track. Do trains just not stop at Tidmouth? You got Tidmouth sheds and carriage sidings, you got the station. but the main one is Knapford. Kind of begs the question. Hopefully at some point that line will go somewhere. I've not been looking at signals. Well, I've not failed yet, so whoops. I know there's options to use manual controls, so you actually have to use the brakes and stuff, but I'm lazy. Also, the fireman is represented by a single shovel. Well. Right, I've got a green signal ahead, so I'm going to open up a bit. Very exciting on the way. Yeah, I don't know why trains don't stop at Tidmouth. It's weird. Do I have the signal yet? Oh, I can zoom in. Okay, that's kind of useful. I do have the signal. Percy is already running really badly over this, you know, slow speed. Ugh. That's kind of disorienting, honestly. I might zoom back. Got a nice crenellated tunnel portal. That's similar to, I believe, one on the Isle of Man. Which, canonically, we're not very far from. I've already got the signal, so that's good. What's the platform? Free. Oh, no, I need to stop. Oh, no, let's go via platform 3. I've not got the signal, so... Oh, it's bad. No, signal pulled off in time. Okay, never mind. And yes, I have the nice red coaches. Which are basically just Annie and Clarabelle, but red. So I'm guessing I'm going to be setting back into platform 1 or 2 to then run down the branch line, which I don't get why I can't just start in platform 3 and then go down the branch line. I don't make the rules. Also, presumably, when I run back down to Tidmouth, I will have the van at the other end of the train. Because unless I'm gonna unless there's... Oh no, there's a balloon loop at Farcore, isn't there? Okay, and well, next time I run up to Farcore, then I will have the coach at the wrong end of the set. If they want to have it organised like that. Well, that's the shunt disc already pulled off. That was quick. So this is an empty coaching stock propelling move. Can't do that with passengers on board. Not without a driving cab at the leading end. I don't imagine Percy is push-pull fitted. That signal pulled off? Yep. So the ground signals are diagonal if they're on, or off rather, and straight if they are on. Now am I crossing over? No, I'm going platform 1. Okay. It's a nice, exciting 5:51 in the morning. I'm not sure what the time is. It feels faster than seconds, but not much faster. See the diesel picture? Not... Yep, there we go. Top row, first one. Nice. Hooray! Nice. There's probably a way of doing this. If you know what it is, tell me. Because, you know...
Hey.
Hello. I have got work, in theory, about 2 o'clock, or it could be at 5 o'clock. I will find out. So, getting this done early today, because obviously, you know, Trig's game this evening.
Yes.
I do wonder if you have to turn the coaches round at the end of the day. As there's the brake coach is at the back of the train, but when you come back the brake coach will still be at the back of the train because there's a balloon loop. But then obviously it'll be at the front of the train if you go south again. So unless there's another balloon loop that you've got to go and turn round on, that you have to take the coach off the back of the train, turn it on a turntable, and then put it onto the back of the train, which would be massively convoluted. I'm not really sure what to make of it. Got the signal, I hope. So this is allegedly 17 minutes, which is, I think it's at double time or like 50% time, because those seconds are not seconds. I think. Cannot see around this corner. That signal better be green. Oh yeah, I know what you should be doing. Wait, what? Ooh, okay, that's a feature I didn't know about. You can unlock doors? That might be how you do it on the proper train sim games. And by proper, like, not that this isn't a proper one, but like the other train sim games. I could never work out how you open the doors, and there wasn't like a hotkey for it. And if it's literally just, oh yeah, you press tab and then you open doors, then, well, that would be a thing.
Huh.
Mm. Not quite sure why this is double track so far, but, you know. Double track as far as Sportsfield hold, which is, wait, oh yeah, this is a fast train, isn't it? Because it's just the quarry train, which is why there is a, you know, rather well-dressed lady sitting in the front carriage because she's going to work at the quarry. Yeah. One of the harbour branches. In fact, both of them, because they divide just there. Which station is this? I'm guessing it is the, no, it's Dryor, which has the airfield. A lot of farms. Very rural industrial landscape. There's the junction off to the harbour. There was a label on that building, I didn't read it. There's a hat. There's a hat right there. Okay, when I come back, I need to remember there's a hat there. Signal is off, that's good, because I only just noticed it. Oh, I am massively overspeed. Oh well. We'll not worry about that. For a hole, that's got a pretty nice building. I don't know why he didn't just put me through on the relief, rather than through the platform. Well. So how goes the day, Mr. Rack?
It hasn't ended. I still haven't slept.
Ah. Well, it's good of you to join me for a second stream in your day, then.
Yes.
There's a bridge next to a bridge, with a bridge under it. Curious.
Nice.
Oh, that's a 20 board. Okay. This is fine. This is Ellsbridge. Where the line stops being double, but the bridge seems to be double, so, you know, maybe that's foreshadowing. Or they just didn't want to have a single track bridge. I was going to do some work on stuff, and then my post that was due at some point today arrived, like, about 11:45, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I should try and do some more of this, as if it's, you know, an obligation. Signals on the other side of the line than usual. Interesting. So I've got 5.5 minutes to get to Farquhar, which is 2 miles. So I need to average 25 miles an hour. No, I need to average 30 miles an hour-ish. That's actually difficult for Percy. There's the windmill. We go into free cam mode. Oh, it's so slow. You can do that little, you know, have the train in the background in the windmill. There you go. Okay, I've got 4.5 minutes. Ooh, cowboy. Self-driving. Nice. There's a lot of stuff on that signal post. this is where... Oh, I've got a shunt signal on. That's an odd one. This is Maythwaite. There's painting. There's painting there. Right. Next time I come here. Stop at Maythwaite. Stop at the farm. So if I have now 3.5 minutes, if I can average 60 miles an hour, I'll have loads of time spare. Maythwaite crossing. I might need to adjust some of my graphical fidelity. It'd be nice if you could just turn up signs so specific elements are crisper. Because, you know, I don't need to see all the detail in these rocks, but I do want to see the details on the, you know, signals.
It does make sense.
Well, all these workmen will be early to work. Won't they be happy about that? Probably not. Oh, it depends how they get paid, I suppose. I'm blind! Signal down. Got 1 mile to go. This is the station prior to Farquhar, which seems a bit ominous, which is Hackenbeck? Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna actually go. I'm just gonna stop in for a minute. I'm gonna
No
actually go
worries.
try to get some sleep before Trig's game. So
It's
talk
probably
to you
wise,
later.
yeah. Have fun. Remember, it's early by an hour this week.
Oh, is it?
Daylight saving time is
Yeah,
different.
that did just.
So it's this
I guess
week,
different.
but next week I think it'll be back to normal.
Right.
Have fun!
Yep.
Yeah. It took longer to get here than I thought it would. Because I'm only just going to make it. Ah, Diesel's here. Nice. There we go. Not sure why I'm pulling all the way down the platform, but... Hooray! One person got out. I feel like this isn't the most economical route to be running for Percy. Alright, well, Diesel is now going to leave. It's kind of nice that in theory you can just watch as the day goes past and all the trains run. But it's still weird to me that Diesel comes up to do the shunting at the yard, and then Percy comes up to collect the wagons, I think? There is a breakdown, so that's, you know, that'll get used for something. Right, 8 seconds and I think the mission ends. Okay. There we go. There we go, there's the signal. Probably should have waited for the signal. Power! Too much power, actually. There we go. So this puts me facing the right way for going back, but then when I get to the other end, I don't know what's meant to happen. So I'm just going to set this to a live chat, just in case. Got a nice run around loop. Do have to wonder how tight a radius that this would actually need to be. Because no Mark 1s and Mark 2s do not like going around sharp corners, but they're bogey vehicles, so... Could be better, could be worse. It all depends on the overhang from the buffers, because these are quite long coaches for where the wheels are. And the overhang is normally the relevant factor there. Yep, signal's good. Now, am I going into the relief or am I going on the main? Yeah, I'm definitely stopping there. Better not be going back to Knapford. No, I don't want to go back to Knapford. I just came from there. No. Oh, there's a painting there. I have to go get that painting real quick. Oh, okay then. Yeah, it's kind of irritating that there isn't a next mission option. Or just to keep going, sort of. Percy drops his branch line coaches off in the goods sidings. Okay. But we're not going to do that. What we're actually going to do is we're going to go get that painting. Leroy! What we got, what we got, what we got? It is Mrs. Kindly's cottage. Okay. Anything on the platform? Nope. Just lots of people in hats. Well, passengers on board, considering I just went through a balloon loop. You know, and had terminated the train. And now I'm going into the goods yard. This... Game, are you okay? It's got loads of passengers who are going to go and just spend their day vibing in the goods yard, I guess. Our core signal box. It is that thing of this would be quite a nice station to model at some point. Although I wouldn't have the balloon loop because, you know, why? I'm going a long way down this siding, given that I only need to get as far as clearing that signal. Not got the signal yet. There we go. You know, I feel like this would be quite a nice thing to have as a small enough little, like, you know, demo layout. You just need a cassette at each end for your loaded and empty trains coming and going from the quarry. Yeah, because you can have Mavis and Toby bringing wagons down the branch. You can have Diesel coming and, you know, doing Diesel things. Thomas, Vanny and Clarabelle, Percy. There's a lot of options, you know. Hooray! Farquhar collects the brake van. 11 minutes. It's gonna be just me driving up the hill, I'm pretty sure. Check that. No, no messages yet. Got a plumber coming to fix a shower at one of the properties I deal with, as it is still under warranty. It should be quite easy for them to do, it's just I need to be there, so, you know, I can let them in and such. Fun and excitement. Now, if I were doing this, I would probably only go as far as the water crane, and then set back. Because I'm only picking up that van. But, with how this yard is signalled... I did look at that signal. Whoops. It was green. Otherwise I'd have failed. So all I need to do is clear this signal. Part of me is kind of tempted to... Well, we need to do some heavy maintenance on one of the club's layouts. And I'm kind of tempted to say, do we want to try and remodel it as a somewhat simpler goods yard? Not that the current one is, you know, complicated, but more just to have something that's a bit more visually interesting. And it's then... The main reason is a load of the scenery is starting to fall apart, unfortunately. It's, you know, getting close to 30 years old, and it's not in optimal environment for keeping it. So, having a simpler little goods yard might be favourable. We'll have to find out. Oh, got the goods then. And presumably, because that's the choice... Ooh, will I run round or will I propel? I might... In theory, I should run round. And then propel the van up the line. Or... they'll have me go through the balloon loop. Because then Percy's facing uphill. But... I don't know, we'll find out. I've not done any of these missions, as can be evident by the fact that none of them have got ticks in. Other than the ones I've literally done during this stream. So we will have to see how that goes. Why are the cows playing against the pigs? I feel like that's something I've missed. Brakes are kind of awful, Percy. Right, main signal off. Let's go. Go via Farquhar. So I can bump this up to 20 because that's the upcoming speed restriction. Ooh, you know, it'd be a nice one on here. Daisy. I should get my Daisy running. What? Oh. Oops. Oh, game, that's not fair. Ah. Okay, I'll do one last go and see if I can actually stop in time. Because there's a few of these where there's a checkpoint. Yeah. Okay. Restart. Replay service, yeah. So yeah, there's a few of those where, unless you were already braking, you were not going to stop because you passed the checkpoint going too quickly. So we're going to that again. This time, I'm not going to mess up, hopefully. I am kind of tempted to make some of the models that are in this game in the relevant liveries because, well, I can. You know, I've already got the brake vans, I've already got a good chunk of the other stock. At the moment, my brake vans consist of two. I've got a somewhat freelance northeastern one and an actual northeastern one based upon the Spiteful brake van as the original book illustration. And yeah, that's about it. But they're my ones I use for the quarry. Although I've got a Southern Railways dance hall van I also use for that traffic. Excuse me. At some point I should put, you know, get all my Northwestern Railway stuff in one collection together and get a picture type thing. Because I've got the four-wheel coaches, but mine are all teaks rather than the red ones that Percy's got there. But I've got very similar models. Well, I normally use my GC Suburbans for Annie and Clarabelle, just because I prefer the model than the little four-wheelers. But, you know, they work. I guess it's one of those, should I do some more on that front of making the models? No, the brake vans I've got, and so I was actually had a brake van ride in one of them fairly recently. They're quite comfortable because where you stand on the veranda is above the axles, you get about the smoothest ride you're likely to get. Other than if you're in the middle of the van. That probably doesn't make any sense. Either way, you're right above the springs, so in theory you get... I don't know. It made sense in my head, it's probably wrong. Either way, I've got these vans, but I've got them in bauxite rather than in sort of tan? I don't know what you call that. Is that tan? Is that teak? Is it just orange? Maybe I'll make a new one and make it in that livery because, well, making a brake van is not a desperately difficult task for me. It's just print one, put it together, job done. Got the signal. Yeah, no, I've got a load of coaches I should build as well. I've got far too much on my to-do list. And I could be doing stuff, you know, like that now, but I spent the last, well, did 3 hours yesterday, 3 hours the day before, 6 hours playing this that I could have been working on models. Like the terrible reprobate that I am. But I've been taking time off work because some kind person helped me hurt my ribs last weekend, and they're not really sitting right, and it's kind of hard to concentrate on stuff that requires more brain function than just train go backwards, train go forwards. You know, it's the if I fail this, it's mildly inconvenient and or funny. Whereas if I fail with my work, then it can be like minutes to hours of corrections. Yeah, I think one of these tan brake vans will be actually quite a nice addition to my collection. It's got a roof hatch, and I'm not quite sure why. Because it's a brake van. I can understand if, like, that end appears to have rain strips, but this end has a hatch. Proceed as signals indicate. Does it want me to go the other way? No, that signal's down too. Do I just have to play the waiting game? Also, there's 2 signal boxes here. That's quite a lot of infrastructure. Oh well. Because that one does the crossing, I guess. That might just be a cabin rather than a full signal box. But then again, it's got all the stuff for that. So, I don't know. I feel like that would just be one signal box to control this area. Can I go now? I'm gonna go and... No, this is the phone. That's where you'd ring the signal. Like, what am I meant to be doing here? You want me to go over there, but... Ooh, that's messy. They've got points in a level crossing. Tut. Not sure why my indicator thing is red. As if I'm standing on the track. It does want me to go up there, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Okay. Then why won't it give me the signal? Proceed as signals indicate. But I'm stuck. Okay, well, I guess we'll go back. Oh, what? What was that? Why have I not got my brake van attached? That was weird. I didn't uncouple that. Did you guys? Is that something that happens? I feel like that might be a bug. Okay, I've now got my brake van attached. Is there like a button that I pressed by mistake? It made me slightly paranoid now. Proceed as signal indicate, but they're not. They don't let me go. No. I want to play the game. I will just reset this if it continues to just not let me proceed, because, well... Proceed as signals indicate, but they're not indicating! They're telling me I can't go! This is rude. Don't just let me get to this point and then stop playing. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna go do another mission. Right, what's the next one? Percy. Can't actually go to the quarry. What? Percy collects his brake van. Okay. I feel like I've missed something. Am I actually going the wrong way? Was that what was happening? Did I do a dumb? I think I might have done a dumb. I don't know. Okay. So that's... right. You know sometimes when you see something you don't quite understand and you just kind of roll with it? So I was at Farquhar with this brake van, and it wouldn't let me go. And now I'm at Knapford with this brake van. Bit much. Stop at number 5. Alright. The thing I don't get is, if I'm here, I want the brake van surely at the back of the train. Oh, Percy, can he stop? Are these singles or double slips? They're all double slips, okay. Yeah. I'd have been lazy and just put me straight back into one road and then set back. But then again, I am lazy. Oh, well, there goes Emily with a train. That's nice. I'm going too fast. Being distracted by Emily. But yeah, I feel like there's a chunk of mission missing. Because I would have expected to bring these trucks down from the quarry. But I didn't. And I did it with the brake van at the wrong end of the train. And I'm going to sneeze. Ow. Ooh, yeah, that hurt a lot. Thanks, buddy. Very cool. I'm attempting to do proper practice. I may not be doing it correctly, but I'm trying. Which is, if you're doing shunting stuff, every time you start moving, you whistle or honk. So people know that you're moving. Why is the brake van being put on the back of the train? But not the correct back of the train. That was it? Huh. Okay. Cool. Yeah, no, main feedback so far is have an option where you can just go next mission rather than stopping every time. Percy goes to collect the troublesome vans from Knapford Harbour South. Okay. Oh yeah, because these are the vans that Diesel gets ready for me. And then Diesel shunts these wagons afterwards? Yeah, because Diesel gets to put those ones away. I remember this from the Diesel missions that I did yesterday. Come on. There we go. This is quite relaxing, honestly. It's a bit confusing from time to time, and a bit infuriating from time to time. Oh, hat. Hat, right there. I'm gonna get that. I can't get out until the train has stopped. However, hat. Fine. Nice. Yeah. I'm not sure why the brake van was on the wrong end of the train. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe I'll find out in future. Maybe there's like an extra mission that I missed that it'll let me play sometime. Yeah, no, having the ability to play the next mission would be very helpful. And yeah, I'm trying to think there's anything else really I'd want to change other than that. Because this is quite clearly a back of train van, but I got it from the front end of the train. Because of where the lamp irons, well, where the lamp is placed rather than the lamp irons, because the lamp irons are fairly static. And that lamp, realistically, should be on this end now, because it's at the back of the train. This is quite wholesome. I think I'm going to have to make Percy a nice tan brake van to run with. So that'll be something I'll be doing this afternoon. Once I finish this stream, I will go and print myself another Stania 20-ton brake van. And have it nicely painted up in tan. Now the question is, do I go tan or do I go teak? Because I can go with the orange or I can go polished wood. And given it's got some steel sheeting involved, I'm kind of torn on how I want to do that. Got the signal. Passing the cabin. Oh, oh, no. No, 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 wasn't paying attention. No. Ah, Percy, how are you this bad at stopping uphill with a brake van? That's embarrassing. I know I'm at fault, but still. I need to be paying attention to what the missions are. That would very much help me. Now I've got both signals against me. So I don't want to go too quickly because let's not do that again. Now I'm back where I should be. I've hopefully hit the hitbox of the signal. I'll give it 5 seconds. There we go. Didn't even need 5 seconds. I say then I'll contact the signal. I'm actually kind of keen for some DLC. There is a load of stuff I want to do now because I'm... I don't know. I've had a lot of trying to finish projects with my own models for a while, and not that I shouldn't be trying to do that still. I've got too many to be working with, but I'm kind of looking at someone going, ooh, I could make, you know, a tar tank that is just a tar tank and it's not anything, you know, particular. It's not a specific prototype example. It's not a real-world example. You know, as much as my Great Central Railway Windcutter set is quite pleasant to watch go past, it's quite boring in terms of, so far it is, I think, 22 or 24 wagons that are all fairly standard coal wagons, just with the specific detail differences of each of the actual existing ones. And I quite like that. But I can understand it's a little boring. Right, so we're going to go slowly into the yard. We're going to go... Oh, we're going there. Alright. Why are we on the wrong end of the train? Bonk. Okay, and it's not coupled automatically for me, so I'm going to get out and do that. There we go. Actual time, doesn't know, because I messed it up. Right then, next mission. I might do some more Gordon ones at some point, but they're kind of... Percy takes the troublesome vans to Farquhar. Alright. Then Percy delivers the vans from the harbour to destinations along the line to Maythwaite. What? Maythwaite to Farquhar. What? Not quite sure I understand that one. But we'll do it. Yep, definitely going to make one of those vans later. Which way around is Percy facing? Backwise. I don't like that my brake van's on the wrong end of the set. Because if these wagons break away, which they are, you know, somewhat stereotypically known for doing, there is nothing to stop them. Whereas if the brake van's at the back, the guard can stop them with his handbrake. Hence, you know, the purpose of having the brake van, guard's van, at the back. But we've got 6 vans and a brake van that we're going to take all the way up the line to Farquhar, which is 4 miles, and we're going to the run-round track. Oh, very exciting. And presumably once we get there, we then take them back down the line to stop at other places. I don't know why we can't stop on the way. Maybe the game thinks it'd be easier to go up to the top of the line, drop some there, and then drop them incrementally at the stations on the way. But I'm trying to think, where is there a... Right, I've got a few seconds. Where are there sidings on this line? Because there's... Ellsbridge has not got a siding. Maythwaite does have a siding, okay. As does Hackenbeck, actually. And then Farquhar's got the big ones. Okay. Shows how much attention I've been paying. I need to stop on the way, because I need to stop at that farmer's field, and then at the incremental stations to pick up things. Oh, I'm against a timetable. I shouldn't be lollygagging, or whatever the appropriate phrasing would be. Because I've got 10 minutes to do 4 miles, and that doesn't sound like a challenge, but I've got to average 25 or so? And that's going to be difficult for Percy going uphill. I'm over speed, but I'm not accelerating. So one alternative aspect I can at least go with is if I want to make models akin to this, which I think that's happening at this point. I've got drawings for these vans, these ones. The brake van, I've got the drawings for that. I've already got a Percy. He's sitting over there on a shelf by my big steam crane. So that's not too difficult to do. I've made the wagons for other people, so I'll make some for myself at some point. I need to get some wheels. I need to look into getting some spoked ones though, because I want to do them properly. I probably should have asked my wheel guy for that, thinking about it, but I put the order in before I got this game, so oh well, next time. And I need to get paid again before I do that, because as much as I want to buy wheels for funsies, I'm not just doing it for funsies. What else is on that list? I can make the free coaches quite easily. I think they're on sale for about £100 each, which is... Yeah, I'm not spending £300 on a funsies train when I could spend 30 quid on wheels for the equivalent. And I already have coaches that are the correct appearance, even if they're not the correct specific one, because I don't have the big ducats on my brake vans. I've only got little ones because... Yeah. Oh, I'm doing overspeed. I'm surprised they didn't put me on the other line. Oh well. Oh, Farmer's Field, right. I'm on the right side. This is actually fortuitous. Can I stop in time? Is this the right Farmer's Field? I don't think it is. Never mind, we're not stopping. But yeah, so a van train like this would be quite easy to do. I've not got the faces. I have some faces I can use, but I'd have to modify the vans to take the faces. Nothing here. I don't think there's anything there. There might be. I'll have to come back to all the stations at some point. That's Sportsfield Halt anyway. I've not been looking at signals. I've just been hoping for the best and vibing. Brain. I've got vans that'll do to mix it up a bit so they're not all the same. I've got the 7 plank trucks. I've got 5 plank trucks. I made some for Mark actually. He was in the chat yesterday. And you might be watching this later, in which case your truck that I made, you might be getting some friends soon. Brain. Yeah, no, I just... it's one of those, I shouldn't just be making stuff for the fun of it, but also that's kind of the point of these things. 20-mile-an-hour limit. Ooh, we're not going to make it. That's kind of a nice view, actually. I can't see any of the signals, but it's a nice view. I'm doing way too fast, but I don't want to slow down, because I've got to get to Farquhar. Yeah, nice little guard's view. Can walk around in the van. Oh, that's not a good view. There we go. But yeah, I guess if you've got anything and you're watching this in post and you've got comments on things you think I should make, or you don't actually know what I've already got, so you just ask me to make stuff I've already got, then hey, you know, it's all engagement, it's ideas, because I look at these things and go, I'm a boring person. I will make boring things. Like, all of my quarry trucks, apart from one, are all just British Rail ballast hoppers. Because actual trucks for stone traffic are kind of difficult, for lack of better phrasing. Because, well, what type of stone is it? Because if it's quite a dense stone, then if you've got a 7-plank wagon full of it, that could be like a 50-ton, 25-ton axle load. And that's a bit much. But if it's like a 3 or a 2-plank truck loaded with blocks, that might be different. But it really depends what kind of stone you're doing. And if you're just hauling loose stone, like chippings or whatever, why would you want to load that into 7-plank trucks? Because that's a lot of weight. Whereas you could put them into a hopper, and then you just drop them at the other end. I don't know. Or like a steel-bodied vehicle that's a bit more durable. There's options. Another canal boat. Got the signal, so proceed. Yeah, no, that's a lot of the sort of the boring logic that I have is the I would make the nice Farquhar quarry trucks to run with my Mavis and Toby, but I've got hopper wagons and I've just painted the Farquhar quarry company on one side only. There we go, we're approaching Maythwaite, I think. Well, actually I want to stop here, but I need to stop here later, so I'll stop here later and get that painted. So I'm on this side of the cab, which is a bit of an odd one, because this is actually the place you'd want to be looking out. I've got 3 minutes to do a mile, and I'm barely doing 24. I hope I make it. Don't want to be late. Upset the fat controller, Mark. The other thing is, if I run these outside, they look kind of dull, whereas running them inside, you know, because the outside track for context is just loops. And it's a loop that goes around, and then it goes around, and that's it. But if it's running inside, then we've got the station, we've got the bits of the goods yard, we've got the engine shed, you've got stuff you can do. Where am I looking? Not actually sure. Well, there we go. Yeah. Okay, I just can't see anything. What am I looking at? Is that part of the coal bunker? I feel like that might be part of the coal bunker. Yep. That is the bars on the window to stop coal getting into the cab. There we go. So, 0.8 of a mile away, so we're coming up on... I want to say Hackenbeck? I'll learn the line eventually. I didn't need to know the geography previously. Yep, Hackenbeck. So we're dropping some vans off there soon. Oh, that was a noise. Yeah. Well, my new internet is much better than the old internet for doing this, because it's not dropping frames, it's got consistent output. Right, 400 yards and I need to slow down. I'm already going to be a bit late. $100 yards to drop 6 miles an hour. Will I do it? Just about. Oh, and Thomas is here. Hence why I'm going into the loop. Oh, I needed to brake more. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. Not. Yep. No. It's bad. Right. Oh, it's a replay service. It's not even a checkpoint. Right. I'll do that again sometime, but I'm not redoing that whole thing just because I failed at the very last. So, Percy delivers his vans from the harbour to destinations along the line to Maythwaite. That sounds nice. Oh no, Percy's facing the other way around. I've not dropped off any of the vans here. Oh no, I might be doing that because I've got stop at Farcore goods siding shunt limit. There's Farcore box. Might be kind of nice if there was a signalman option in this game, but I don't know if that's outside the realm of requirements or possibility, realistically. Because I mean, you've got the map for here, so you can open and open up the map and change the signals that way. But so the thing I don't get, right, is I must have gone through the balloon loop as part of that because Percy's facing downhill now. Or rather not, or as far as Percy's facing uphill, so I must have gone through the balloon as the last thing to do on that one. But then, why is the brake van at the wrong end of the train? I know why it is now, but why was it all the way up? I don't know. I'm nitpicking with practice, but I got the signal yet? Grumble. Yes. I think. Yes, there we go, that's the signal. So I'm entering the goods yard. This is a lot of vans and they've all got their brakes loose. So let's see if I can get them to stop. Okay. How many vans do I leave behind? 2, so there'll be 2 at each station. This brake van's had quite a trip today. It's been to the harbour and back. Got the signal. Now I'm definitely not looking at my shelf with my train set on it and going, could I make a reasonable model of Farquhar in that space? And the answer is not really, because it's got an end on it, and therefore you can't have a continuation, but I've got a space enough for a decent set of line. I've also already got my Thomas over there. Right, I can go a bit faster. Not too much faster, because I need to be able to stop, but... yeah, no, so I've currently got, on the length of it, for, I guess, illustrative purposes, for the people who obviously don't have my eyes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 wagons length for the layout, which is a little restrictive, but, you know, I'm sure it'll be fine. No, I'm quite tempted to take my Daisy out for this weekend. But I need to take a load of other stuff, so as much as I want to, I think she'll be staying back for another week. Right, this isn't a time schedule, because I think some of the things have timings on them, because obviously you need to not get in the way of Thomas's train. Because if Thomas is wanting to leave at a specific time and you're dawdling up the branch line, then he can't go. It's a nice big bridge. Yeah. So 300 yards, and I need to stop. Now, is there anything here I needed to scoop up while I was passing? I don't think so, but as I'm here, I will have a quick look around. Got the signal. Yeah. See, having a bridge like this would also be a nice feature. I mean, it's a big girder bridge for what it does, and it's on a slight curve, which is interesting. So I am now clear of the points, clear of the signal. Now I need to go another train length down to the shunt limit to achieve the mission requirements. we're presumably dropping 2 vans in at Hackenbeck, and then 2 at Maythwaite. Not quite sure why we couldn't stop on the way down, considering they've got loops, and, well, some of them have got loops at least, and Thomas could have just, you know, gone past, but I don't make the rules of the scenarios. If I find out how, I might do some really boring ones. You know, some nice drop-off pick-up goods options. Ooh, you gonna stop? You gonna stop there, Percy? Right, decouple. I'm going to do that by climbing out, having a quick look for shiny collectibles, like this one. There's a whistle. Is there a hat? I don't see a hat. Can I jump the fence? Oh, I can't jump the fence. Being nailed to the ground is a bit awkward in this. Because it's like, I want to go and do the thing. Also, I've got Percy blocking the station access. That seems a bit much. There we go. And again, I can see why I've got the brake van on this end of the train, but me being the boring person that I am, as always, would have done it by... You stop the train in the platform. I don't know why I'm pointing. There we go, there's my mouse. Stop the train in the platform, take the wagons off, come back, pick up the rest of the train, and go that way. But again, I'm boring. Whereas this way, you just stop, set the wagons back, drop the ones off the back of the train, and proceed. Alright, now I've got a 50 line speed. I've got to go a mile down to Maythwaite. It's a nice little river. Is that a road bridge? That looks like a road bridge. It's a very pretty map. I could probably turn my graphics settings up and it'll look nicer, but, you know. Yeah. Just this van, just for vibing here at the back. Just being a chill dude. Yeah, I think I'll have to work on some of those vans. So I've got the drawings, just need to get on with, and print myself one of them brake vans. It's something that's been on my to-do list for a while, so it's not like it's extra work, it's just work I probably shouldn't be doing right now. I should be doing customer work, and you know, the thing is, customer work, there's a bit more pressure to do it well, and, you know, do it properly, because if I mess up customer work, well, I can't just scrap it and build a new one. I have to, well, hope that they don't mind. Right, can I slow down in time? Signal just dropped in time. That could have been untidy. Come on, Percy, you got a brake van. It's 2 vans. You shouldn't be struggling this bad. Do need to go over there. I've got 200 yards. Didn't see that signal. Hope I didn't spad. No, I didn't. Signal passed at danger. Right. To be fair, if things had been slightly different at the time, of when I was working on it, my newest 08 I would have just had as diesel, but I kind of wanted a rail freight grey one, so I painted a Dapol Guinness Unicorn. From, I want to say, St James's Gate Brewery? I'm not sure. Whichever the London depot was, anyway. Into a grey one when I could have kept them black. So, oops. I might look at another one in future. Because I've got the diesel face, and I normally put it on one of my other diesels that I've got. Cause other diesels. Other 08s that I've got. Because I've got 3 of them now. Because I've got an EWS one. I've got a BR green one, which is the original one I've got. And now I've got this rail freight one. And it just goes on with blue tack, so it's nothing, you know, permanent or, you know, forever. But, it's... I feel like this is going to be the end of the mission. Yeah, whoops. Oh well. Right, next one. Yeah, I might have just gone straight to having a double diesel. The thing is, at the time, it's like, I've got so many of these. I don't need another specifically Railway Series engine. But I might get another one in future, because having diesel to play with in this is actually kind of pleasant. Percy returns to Farquhar from Maythwaite, and then gets his coaches. Percy takes the morning service from Farquhar up the branch to the harbour. Right. Percy takes a return trip from Knapford harbour to Farquhar. Percy turns his coaching stock at Farquhar. Percy returns from Farquhar to Tidmouth. Ugh. Percy takes Gordon's coaches to Knapford. Okay, so we're going to go do this mission. Because it's just back up the line. And then I can get that thing at Maythwaite while I'm at it. But yes, no, there's a great many different motivations in doing things, and one of them is a rather lovely young lady of my acquaintance, and she quite likes the trains as well. So I'm hoping that she'll be a good influence on me in, you know, twisting my arm very gently into getting more of this stuff done. Because I enjoy doing it, and when it's stuff that's running at the museum, a lot of our visitors are younger and quite like Thomas themselves. So it makes it quite easy in that regard to justify doing things. Let's see, I've got... Well, I've not got faces for Duck and Oliver yet, but I have the appropriate engines. I've got... where's my shunt signal? Oh, it's already down. Okay. I've got a Gordon, although I've not really got any proper coaches to run with him just yet. They're on the to-do list. Now, this isn't timed, so I'm going to stop near the footbridge and go and get that painting. So I've got an engine that would be nice for Henry, but it's not going to be Henry, other than it might have Henry's face. Because it's a very pretty engine, and I don't want to repaint it green because, well, you know, month's rent territory. I'm not about that. Oh, not outside. This side. I've got the signal. That's fine. The signal will still be there when I get back. Thomas on the suspension bridge. 13 out of 20. We're getting there. Nothing else down there. Okay. I'm gonna elegantly jump up into the cab. And off we go. Yeah, so I've got... Which ones can I see right now? That's always the nice easy one. So I can see Thomas, Edward, Donald, Douglas, Mavis, Percy, Salty. Yeah, so the ones I can see. And then there's my other Mavis and Toby in a box I can't quite see. Gordon is put away in a cupboard. Duck and Oliver in the same cupboard. Who am I forgetting? Oh, James. James I can actually see. He's just parked up behind my loco shed with a Class 37 obscuring him. Is that everyone? I think that's everyone. And yeah, so I've just got a... I'll have a go at making a Henry sometime. It's not going to be quite so detailed as the current one I've got. But I'll have a go. I'm somewhat tempted to make Henry closer to his original format of being a Great Central Atlantic. But I've got the wheels that I can make a Black 5 or a, I think it's a Sasan Fei class. There's options. But it's the, you know, Black 5s have got a lot of complicated gubbins on their sides that make them, you know, all the valve gear and everything. And that looks like it's going to be difficult. Right, so we're a mile away from Farquhar and going straight to good siding number 2. There is the Maythwaite, no Maythwaite, that is the Hackenbeck? Shunt limit. It's a nice girder bridge. Signals off, good. Should be looking further ahead. I've turned off my signal indicators and I'm hoping it's not going to go badly for me. A lot of sleepers by the line side. There we go, and as I slow down, the frame rate catches up with the wheels. So 400 yards, the speed restriction. There's the shunt limit board. I do not have the board. Oh dear. Let's try and slow down in time then. There we go, that's the signal pulled off. As I approach... I guess it is a... it checks you so that you slow down enough as you enter the yard. And then it's a nice leisurely 200 yards up to the buffer stops to drop the van. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and suggest there's probably a mission of go pick them all up later in the day. So I'm not going to do any more driving coaches about ones because they're a bit boring for me. And I'm going to see if there's any more goods ones, and if there's not for Percy, I might call it there for now and go get some modelling done because I've suddenly got motivation. So that's nice. Farquhar shunt. Ooh, what am I doing now? I wasn't paying attention. Excuse me. I definitely should get all these sea lines sorted out, and I've got 2 more walrus to build at some point. Which will, I think, put me to 6 walrus. I'm not certain though. What have I got? Definitely got 2 I'm building. I've got 2 already. Got a 3rd one. Yeah, so I've got 2 that I haven't, 2 part built. I've got 2 in Engineers Black, and I've got 1 in Engineers Dutch. So that's 5 at the moment started. And if I build 2 more, that puts me up to 7 walrus. And I don't know if I need that many walrus. You know, 40-ton vacuum-fitted ballast hoppers, they're not the most excitingly diverse wagons. Right, 1 hippopotamus, 2 hippopotamus, 3 hippopotamus, 4 hippopotamus, 5 hippopotamus. I go, please? Right, have I done something wrong again, chat? Because... like, did I pull forwards too quickly? Because the crossing gates behind me are shut, so I definitely can't go that way. And I've got this one parked up here, so if I drop back... I think this has happened before, where I've been up here and it's just not struck in, so I've not been able to... Right, that's the shunt board. I'm not going to go all the way to it. Just because the game heard me saying I was going to stop playing, so it's like, aha, we'll throw a signal at you so you can't stop playing because you can't finish the mission. Okay, we're just going to double check the signalman. Proceed as signals indicate, and they don't indicate. I'm going to shout at the signalman. Yep, signals above down. These are controlled by the signal box. The ones in the yard aren't necessarily. I can hear something. I think it's just ambient noise from the station, but... let me in! Let me in! Well, this might be another mission I can't finish right now. And hopefully it'll get patched, because... or it'll just work next time round. Either way... Right, well, you know what time it is. What? What? Okay. Whatever, you know, it's fine. Some signals apparently can be passed to danger. Grumble, grumble, grumble. But it didn't let me do that last time, so... I don't know, maybe it is just a bug. Go via run-round loop. Where are we going? Oh, so the crossing gates are shut. So I need to stop at this signal. Alright, the gate, that's... okay, those gates are going. Gates are shut. Signal changes? There we go. Right, okay. That makes sense. Maybe I just missed a... indicator point. And I've got to go for the balloon loop. Alright. I'm going way too fast. Okay. Whee. Do you think there'd be a set of traps at the bottom of that curve? Just for the purposes of, you know, arresting a runaway ballast train running down the hill? Objective complete. Oh, this is all very nice. How am I driving under the speed limit? If the speed limit's 20 and I'm doing 23. Well, I've got a quarter of an hour before I've allegedly potentially got work. And if it's the case, if my work calls, I will just have to stop the stream. I'll try and come back to it another time, obviously, but I'm busy tomorrow afternoon, I'm busy Sunday, so it might be Monday before I stream any more of this, because honestly I'm kind of enjoying it. It's that whole I'm playing with trains, with, you know, more of a variety than just sitting on, well, say sitting, standing behind the layout at the club. Hang. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. That's the right way around. Stop at. Oh dear. Alright. So I've got 14-15 minutes or so left. Let's see if I can get one more mission done before I have to go to work. Coaches. Percy takes the morning service from Farquhar up the branch to the harbour. That is a coach's one. Knapford Harbour to Farquhar, that's slower, going in the other way. That's coaching stock. Percy returns. Percy collects the named express coaches. Ooh. Percy collects Gordon's coaches and moves them away. Percy returns to the shed for the afternoon. Percy starts the afternoon by departing from Tidmouth sheds and coupling to Gordon's coaches. Puts them away. Puts them away. Percy collects Gordon's coaches. Returns the named express coaches to the siding. Percy goes from Tidmouth to Farquhar. Collects his coaches and returns to Farquhar. Percy takes the evening service from Farquhar up the branch to the harbour. Percy returns coaching stock. Percy takes the return trip from Knapford Harbour to Farquhar. Shunts coaches. Collects the vans and drops them off at Knapford Harbour South. Ooh, I've just done that in reverse, so I might skip that one. So Percy runs around his brake van. Percy collects troublesome trucks from Knapford Harbour North. Yeah, let's go with that one. Nice evening mission for me. Hey. Where am I? I'm over here. Diesel's off at the end of the siding. Already got the board, so let's keep going. So I've dropped the vans off here, presumably. I'm guessing one of Diesel's missions is to put them away again. Oh yes, thinking of puffins. There were no waterfowl in the stream yesterday when I was going down to the Domino's. Very disappointing. There's normally, you know, ducks, possibly some more hens or coots, but no, none of that. So either they've moved off for the winter, which they don't really do. They don't think they're migratory birds, or it's just become not hospitable for them or whatever, which is a shame. Because normally this time of year you see, like, you know, gaggles of little ducklings flappeting about in the water. Harbour Junction. Ah, pain. Body, why? Okay, collect 8 vehicles. This is presumably empties going back up to the quarry. Ready for another set to come down in the morning. Now, will the van be at the right end of the train for this one? I do hope so. Yep, so it's got sort of rain strips and then a sort of hatch. I'm not going to do that on my one. I will have them with the normal rain strip that just goes diagonally across there on each corner. Oh, let's not go too quick. Now remember, if you see any hats, pictures, anything like that, tell me, because I'm blind. I'm really looking forward to making this break then. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be my I guess my evening at this point. Oh, that is not a work message, but it is a work message that I need to answer. Right, I'm going to answer a few more of those messages, but that'll be fine. I've got 7 minutes, so let's see what else there is to do. A long list of stuff, and I don't want to do half these missions just because it's not in the same sitting, at least. Percy collects the troublesome trucks from Knapford Harbour. No, he doesn't. Did I even run into them? I don't think. I think I buffered up to them, that was it. Yeah, I think there's some bits missing. Percy takes the brake van to Farquhar. From the quarry. Alright. Might just be that, it might be they found out Percy isn't actually capable of doing that trip in the time required or something. I don't know. Either way, there's some gaps in the schedule. You know, it's the... Well, these wagons got here somehow, but... that way? Trickle off slowly while I read this text message. I'm successfully multitasking many different projects. I've only recently built one of these vans, but I've built it as the replica of the Quorn Wagon and Wagon Group's Stanya van. So where am I going? Around there. To there. It's a stop out, okay. Nice, so stopping here. Presumably propelling the van into the sidings down there. Not quite sure why it's got such a long clearing point, but you know, I'll roll with it. Come on. Come on. Where are we going now? Over there, okay. Oh man, that is out of the way. I did not need to drive that far. Yeah, if that shed isn't eventually where Mavis or Toby lives, I'm going to be very disappointed. Oh, go via. Alright. Oh, am I taking this all the way down to Farquhar? Why am I propelling it then? Tut. Ruins the view, because I mean that's my view looking forwards. I don't know how you're meant to drive that otherwise. I can understand running around it or going through one of the triangles to get the loco facing the right way or the wrong way, but you know, without the van in the front. But yeah, go via an for Quarry Inn. Ooh, already getting away from me. Let's apply the brakes. I do find it quite amusing that a brake van is what is making me go too fast. Oh, 20 limit, not 30. And it does feel a bit mean that they put a quarry at the top of a hill. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, I'm just going it's the man, because pulling up the empties, no issue. As much. Taking the loaded ones down, though, that's it's going to get interesting. There you go. Put my headlamp on. And light up the back of the van. Yep, already overspeeding again. Oh dear. No. Okay, I'm not going too fast, but it's still faster than I should be. Now, in theory, I do want to know what happens if you just let Percy just go on this bank. Go via Farquhar Quarry Loop. Has this loop always been here? Have I just not been paying attention? Oh, right, okay, there's not a set of points there. Kind of would make sense if there was points so you can have a, you know, load and empty trains passing up on the hill. But no, it's just the little thing for the ferry. Is that a hat? That's a book. That's a book. Oh, will I get Percy to stop? Will I get Percy to stop? Come on, Percy. Don't do this to me. I'm gonna go get that book. Wonder which book it is. Zoom in. That's interesting. The book is The 8 Famous Engines. Oh, that's nice. Not sure why I need a compass, but maybe I'll find out in future to my cost. There we go. Just gonna let him roll down the bank. Nice and relaxed. We've got one last curve to go and then we're into the station approach when I need to pick up something. Fixed distance. I need to go down there. No, I've been working on a, I say a mine engine. It's not really a mine engine because it doesn't work in the mine. It's the one that takes the things from the mine to the main line. A Manning Wardle. Don't know if it's got a specific class to it, but it's number 2018, and it's sibling of a slightly lower number. I forget which one it is. I think it's 19 something. Oh, that's a red, 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 never mind. Well, where's it going to put me back to? Load checkpoint. Getting distracted again. This is why I'm not a train driver in real life. Now, fortunately, it's not reset me getting the book. So I just need to maintain the speed at just below 20 miles an hour. And I know that the signal's now going to be at danger at the bottom, which is sensible. But I feel like there should be a trap point to, you know, dump you into the ballast in case you go out of control. Because given that I'm just basically just running light engine at this point, I shouldn't be having this much trouble. Don't imagine the signalman has a much of a track circuit for this, because that's the only signal. So it probably requires some amount of being in the hitbox and being visibly there and or ringing the telephone so the signalman, you know, knows I'm there. Oh, come on! No! No! I was braking! Okay, apparently I need to be going significantly slower there. Grumble, grumble. This might be a sign to stop on this mission. I'm just going to let it roll. And as soon as I start going around this... once I hit the distance, I'm going to hit the brakes. And just hope I actually stop. New moon by the look of it? Where is it? Which way around does it go? It's the bottom slice, not the top slice. Right, distance signal, prepare to stop. One thing I need to remember is this is the deep weight box version. Now if I'm going slowly enough, will it let me get the signal before I spad? Proceed at respected speed. Yay! That reminds me, I need to send those parts to somebody. Always too much to do. I just have to be a good tomorrow job now, unfortunately. This I need to be available for work. Now, am I going to put the van on the correct end of the train? Oh, Diesel is here. He's followed me up the line. Presumably he's going to go shunt the quarry. And then I need to take my... that's the point. I've got my empty coaches that I need to have returned to Tidmouth for the morning. There we go. Right. Let's have a quick look at what the next mission is, as I've not had the message saying, hey, this is when you need to be there or anything. So, Percy takes the brake van to... That's the same mission. But half an hour later. Alright, let's... Yeah, go for it. I don't know if this is a small bug or something, but hey, if it is, that's fine. It's a new game. I am going to have it... I am going to, however, take a small sip. And then continue. What? This is the same mission. Yeah, I'm not doing that one twice. Okay. So, same mission. Percy takes the brake van around the balloon loop. Yay! Oh. What? Huh. Alright then. Well, that's... Where'd the wagons go? Did Diesel take them to the quarry? Through me? I don't understand. Also, I don't know why I'm going through a balloon loop when I could just back up. But hey. Well, this should be a nice easy one. There's the shunt limit. Good thing we're not shunting. Well, at least the lamp's at the back of the train for a change. Well, the headlamp is still... It would be nice if the headlamp was directional and not just always at the front of the engine. Especially considering the amount of time that you spend just going backwards with Percy. You know, there's other than the harbour, there's turnaround points at each point on the line. Because the harbour's got no loops or anything other than, well, it's got, you know, run-round loops. It's not got balloon loops or turntables, but everywhere else has them. Should probably go a little bit quicker. Maybe it'll let me stop this time. Oh no, I should. No, yeah, no, that's fine. Did that signal just change, or was I looking at it weird? See, what I don't get is I pushed this van all the way down the line when I could have gone through the triangle at the quarry and had it behind me. Yeah. At some point I'll just have to find some of the place to stand and watch trains go past. So stop at, and I guess the quarry van will sit back in the siding for the morning stone train. Close enough. And that was it. Now I'm not saying some of these missions are a bit dull, but, you know, if the next one is shunt it into the siding, boy, it sure looks like it's going to be that. And then collecting the coaches, and then takes the up Quarryman shuttle from Farquhar to Knapford. Who's doing that shift that late at night, honestly? Ugh. Percy works late. Alright, well I guess I'll do put the brake van away and call it there for now, because I think I've run out of interesting Percy missions. Unless people are really keen to see me driving up and down the line. Come on. Oh, there's still some passengers about at 11:15 at night. Well, I hope you're all ready for this high-octane activity. I'm going to put a brake van from one siding into a second siding. There we go, that's the signal. Nicely prompt on the pulling off there. Again, the cows versus pigs football game. I don't understand. There appears to be a goat refereeing. In theory, this platform is big enough to fit an express train, so at some point I will have to try and bring Gordon up here. Gotta stop accelerating just because I can. Right, I've got the green. Does show up nicely at night. Oh, I'm going back to there? Really? Oh, I thought I was getting my coaches next. Oh, it's bad. Oh. No, it isn't. Okay. Maybe that signal just doesn't work right, because that's the second time that's happened. So, I don't know why I'm doing this, and I'm not just leaving over there. Unless Percy just parks here for like 20 minutes or something. You think he'd park up to his coaches and get the steam heat on. Oh, and I've got to go through the balloon loop. Right, that'll do it. So, crossing gates are closing, closing, closing. Signal's pulled off. I can open the regulator again. And then, once I'm turned around, although it didn't matter earlier, I can be set up to go back down to Knapford, which I think is a direct service to the late night quarryman train. Well, it does imply the quarrymen work horrendous hours, because I think it was, what, about 5:30, 6 o'clock or something start in the morning? And then they're going home at 11 o'clock at night? That doesn't feel like it's ethical. Unless there's another train in the middle that I've missed. You know, shift change sort of thing. Because that would have to be a Knapford and back and Knapford again to, you know, bring in the new shift in time to swap for the old shift. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it. Disc is down. Right, well I hope everybody that has watched this has enjoyed it, and if not, then, well, you probably should have stopped watching sooner. As once I get Percy to this stand, I am going to stop for a bit, go get some of my job done, and yeah. Might do some tomorrow, depends how busy I am, I suppose. Yeah, I'm going to start making one of those breakdowns. It's happening. There we go. And I hope you've all had a nice